Okay, welcome everyone to this first Python tutorial video. Let's start us immediately. So let's say we want to print something on our terminal. How would we do that with Python? So we would just write print and then say hello world. Okay, let's save it now. Our file is called intro.py. So let's execute this file with Python 3 and say intro py. And as you can see, we managed to print this following string, hello world, on our terminal. Okay, now what if we want to say, okay, we want to get our name and then print it on the terminal. So let's start with this message, your name. So this asks for the name. So we are going to write something on our keyboard and then save it in the variable name, right? So it is going to get an input and save it inside name. And this name we are going to print out. So let's say like a welcome message, hello, and whatever that name is, right? Now let's test this. Okay, it says hello world, and now it asks for our name. And the name is Senju. And it says hello Senju, right? This is how we can get an input and output the name, right? Now let's determine our age. So again, we are going to write the message. Let's say we need to input our birth year. So let's save that year in this variable, be year, as input. And now we are going to determine our age. So we have the year 2021, or let's say 2022, minus the year. The thing is, the birth year, or this variable, can be integer, string, or anything. So we need to explicitly say this is going to be an integer. This way we can subtract it from 2022 and then save it inside the variable age. And of course we are going to print this. You are, now we are going to say what our age is. That's going to be age. Because this is an integer, we are going to say, okay, this is an integer, and we are going to print it out, and we can only print out string with other strings. So we are going to say, or we are going to pack it as a string, and then say, you are so much old, right? So let's print this out. Okay, first it's asking for our name, right? Because it's still executing this line of code. And then it says, hello Senju, and then it's asking for our birth year. Let's say we were born in 1922, and it says you're 100 years old because we subtracted our birth year from 2022. That's how we do it. Okay, it's also possible to count the number of characters we type in, right? So we type another message, let's say your words, right? And again, we take this as an input and save it inside word. So this is going to be another input. And finally, we can print the number. Let's say number of characters. This is going to be words, but to determine the number of words, we can pack it inside len, so it stands for length of words, right? And obviously this one needs to be a string, so we say string, because we want to print it out with other strings. Now let's see, this is our final program. Let's see how this works. This is first going to ask for the name, then this will determine our age, and after that, this is going to count the number of any characters we type in. Okay, name, Senju. Birth year, let's say 1950. So we are 72 years old, and number of words. Let's say apple, oranges. Okay, this says this is wrong. Number of characters, strings, length, word. Okay, as you can see, we made a mistake. The variable is called words, a word, and here we typed words, right? So the error says name error, words is not defined. So make sure that the variable is always correct, right? It should match what we have here. Now let's try it again. Let's say the name, and we were born in 1960 this time, right? We are 62 years old now. Number of words, apples, oranges, and the number of characters is supposed to be 14. Okay, that's it so far. And in the next video, we are going to talk about flow control, like if, else, and so on. And if you have any questions, write it down in the comments and I will answer it. Then see you next time.